bottoms up. Every night, on with the SIS recovery. It's usually like when we're training so much, it's just you got to have one every night, otherwise you just don't recover and you just burn yourself out by the end of the week. Anyway, on to today's episode. Roll the intro. Yeah, so we had our second day today. It was really funny because I'm actually feeling a little bit less jet lagged. I hope you guys that's coming across, and I hope yesterday and the day before weren't too bad. I kind of looked back at those videos and I was like, shit, I was pretty fucking tired. Yeah, and I was just a mess. Anyway, it's funny, like today, third day, second day training, even like being here is like pretty exhausting. We were kind of saying today at lunch, like all the guys from the team, like shit, like today was only the second day of training. It feels like we've been here for like 4, 5, 6 days. And I think it's like I was saying yesterday, because there's not a gap between the morning and the evening session, it kind of just blurs into one. And you just feel like you're training all day from like 9 AM when it starts to like 6 PM when it finishes, and it's just like exhausting. They have gone back to Korean food, which is great. Apart from that, yeah, it's just pretty tiring. In terms of like feeling sharp, like I'm feeling pretty fucking sharp. I really just hope that I can fence like this at the Worlds, and that's the problem, is that if you can fence like you can, if you can compete like you do and train, like if you can fence like you do in training and competition, you'd be a superstar. It's just actually like putting it down when it matters, which is difficult, I think. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm feeling strong, and it's like, it's coming out in my fencing, and I'm feeling like kind of the best I've felt in a while, which is good. I'm hoping I can kind of build this up for the next couple of days. Tomorrow the Ukrainians are coming, and then the Hungarians and the Italians, so it's going to get a little bit more busy, which is good because it means we won't have to train as much. At the moment we're doing pretty intense, long bits of training, like kind of having 6 to 8 matches every morning and then 6 to 8 matches every evening, which is super, super intense. In terms of my body, I feel okay. Check out these. Look, I don't know if you guys can see them, like there. Can you see that? And this and that and that. I don't know if you can see that. Like, and here and here. I don't know if they're coming up, but I'm basically peppered, covered in bruises. Absolute nightmare. That doesn't mean I'm bad, because we're doing foil today, so it's a priority weapon, which means that I could get hit and get the hit. So a lot of those ones were actually me getting the hit and then getting hit second. So don't take that as me being shit. I'm not great though, to be honest with you. What are we on? 3 minutes 29. Yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much it. What I wanted to talk about was one of you guys, 2 of you added a question, which I'm going to get that up now. See, I will get to your questions. If you do put the questions in the comments, I will get to them. Even if it's like my favourite colour. It's blue. Sometimes red. I quite like red. First question by Shell Smith. Hello, Shell Smith. My question is, what is one of your biggest goals that you want to meet in the next 5 years? Okay, so this is just a pet habit of mine. I really hate planning in the future. When people ask me what's your 5-year goal, I can tell you. The thing is, and that's not just me being difficult, I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be here in 5 years. You know, how old I'm going to be? 31. Like, Christ. I don't even know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. Like, I might get hit by lightning. But genuinely, this is not just me being a pessimist. I feel like if you want to do something, if you have a goal, if you have a dream, the best time to do it was yesterday. But today is just as good. Also, just wanted to add on to that, is that I feel like thinking about the future too much and planning where you're going to be in 5 years and planning this and planning that and thinking about what you're going to do and organising all of this, it takes you out of the moment. And it's something that I really love doing, is just being in the moment all the time and enjoying myself and enjoying what it is to. Otherwise, I feel like you waste the time you're spending now by just thinking about other times, and you kind of wish away your current now. And now is the most important time because it's happening right now. Anyway, back to the video. Like I said, I might get hit by a bus tomorrow, so I can't plan for 5 years' time. I couldn't tell you if I want kids, I couldn't tell you anything like that. If I want to be... Obviously, I'd like to be successful, I want to have made it, whatever that means. I guess one of my... To answer your question a little bit easier, and just rather than just being difficult, what is one of my goals that I just try and pursue every day? And I guess it extends over the 5 years, whatever, 10 years, 1 year... Something that I try and achieve all the time, and my general goal is to change the face of disability. And that sounds very vast, so what I'll do is I'll break it down, and what that means for me is when someone thinks about a disabled person, when someone says the word disability, all of those images, all of those ideas that come to most people's heads of someone that isn't unable, someone that is can't do things for themselves, someone that is, lesser, someone that is broken, less, all of those things that people think of, like, usually negatives, and I'm trying to be, like, kind of PC about this and not kind of, most people think of when they say, oh yeah, this person's disabled, they think, oh, that person's bad, like, that's not they're a bad person, but that's a bad thing, and I really just want to change that. I want to change the face of I want to change the idea of what people think of disability. I want to change the identity of disability. And so when people think, oh, that person's got a disability, they just think, oh, he's just different. Like, he's just, like, that person's got blonde hair. It shouldn't make any difference. And that's one thing that I'm really trying to pursue, and that's one of my long-term goals and one of my short-term goals. It's just one of my goals. I hope that makes sense. Okay, on to the next question. There wasn't actually a second question. The other comment was just, you got the right idea. Thanks, Dean. So yeah, that's where I'll end it today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Chuck some more questions down below. And I'll see you on the morrow. I need to wake up, I need to nail this, have a shower, get ready for bed, watch some Netflix, obviously, and get up at 6:30. Breakfast at 7. See you tomorrow.